What's the difference psychology-wise in working a gimmick match, like a cage match or a lumberjack match? And when is it right and wrong to get color?
Well, the psychology of the match, you have to make, it doesn't do any good to have a lumberjack match if nobody's trying to get out of the ring. And it doesn't do any good to have a lumberjack match if the previous matches don't call for you to be having a lumberjack match. Things like that. There's a reason why you're having a lumberjack match, and there's a reason why you're having a chain match or a ladder match. And there's got to be some logic behind the reason. You have to make it doesn't do any good to have a ladder match and not use the ladder. It doesn't do any good to have I think you get what I'm saying.
Right.
And getting juice, I think juice is totally necessary today. Most of the people are smart to the business. And if people know that you're just cutting your head to get a reaction, it's like, and who's the mark? You're just a mark. Juice should be something that's unpredictable and should be only got when it's necessary and when it's going to have some kind of impact. And again, you don't ever want to get juice if somebody else is getting juice in the main event. If you're getting juice in the first, second, third matches, and you're an idiot.
What advice would you give to someone who's getting maybe a WWE dark match or a tryout? What would you tell them to do to make themselves stick out? Chain wrestle?
No. I would tell anybody that's got a dark match and it's their first tryout not to worry about getting too fancy. Because they're not looking for fancy. What they're looking for, it's nice if you can do something that's fancy. I mean, there's no reason why you can't do that kind of stuff. But what you want to do is don't do anything bad. Don't do anything that you don't do well. Stick with what you know. And be just very, you just want to be you want to show them that you can hit the ropes good, and you want to show them the little things like you know how to land, and the things that you're not really paying attention to. Maybe show them that you can do a nice drop kick, because all the things that come, like the fancy things, they just want to see whether you can do the job. How you look and how you keep your head up and how you tie up and, hit the ropes hard. And, if you trip and fall through the ropes and you land on the floor, how you do it. If you don't know how to land and you don't know how to fall and if you embarrass yourself out there and do something that exposes that you have limited experience and you don't know what you're doing, then those are marks against you. You're going, okay, this guy needs a little more time, so we'll call him up next year. He's got a great look and he's got a great gimmick, but he's still really green. You want to avoid that. You want to show them that you can do anything. You don't have to do everything that night. They don't want to see that. They just want to show that they want to see that you can do the fundamentals.
When you have an 8-minute match for like a TV match, and right before you go through the curtain, you're told you only have 5 minutes, what do you cut out?
Well, there's no sense wasting anything. I don't think if you got an 8-minute match, there's no sense doing everything you can imagine. I would just, I think it's tough to say. You just do what you need to do. I don't think there's any reason to go too far.
How would you approach a match where I guess you were asked to make someone, and can you give an example?
I remember I was asked to make Tom McGee, and I did. And he was really green. He wasn't very good. But he looked great. And they were kind of praying that he was going to be their new superstar, which is by the way he looked. And I remember telling him, I said, give me your 4 best moves that you do, and I'll tell you when to do them, and I'll figure out where to stick them, and I'll find a way to make you look really good. And that's what I did, and he listened to me. And unfortunately for me, or for him, is that he forgot that he wasn't very good and started to think he was pretty good after that. And no one else knew how to make him. I think you have to make somebody and just try to take some of the best things he does and bring it out, shine the light on the things that he does well.
Do you feel that talent could overcome being buried by the office?
Sometimes.
Do you have any advice to give anybody as far as
Keep your dignity. Never forget who you are. You're just a wrestling character, and you're somebody that that they make you and break you. But you always have to live with yourself the next day and wake up and look yourself in the mirror as a man and say, I'm not ashamed of myself.
how important do you feel it is for the booker to listen to the fans? Or do you think a booker, to be successful, should just, to just go on his own and go with his plan?
It varies. It depends on the booker, I guess. A good booker will have a sense about, a lot of bookers have their head on the chopping block all the time anyway. So, it's in their best interest to have the right understanding of what's going to work and what's not. And if they can get by not listening to the fans and they have a better intuitive sense about things, then fine. But if they ignore the fans and their booking is crap, then they won't be around long anyway.
I know I was going to ask you one question back when we did the shoot with you. I totally forgot. Was it true that you were supposed to wrestle Steamboat at WrestleMania 2 for some?
Yeah.
What happened with that?
They just changed it, put Hercules in there.
Huh. Okay. Wow. You recommended several wrestlers to WWE. Like Test was, I think, one of them. What is the one thing that you look for in a guy before you decide to invest your time?
Well, you always want a good athletic specimen, and you want somebody that's got a good background in athleticism, whether it's a football player or something. And it's always good to have a guy that's actually legitimately tough. My understanding, like my dad always liked what he called specimens. Guys that were really, big legs and big arms on them and a big neck. Usually had a good amateur background, stuff like that. Always meant something to my dad. But the business has changed now. But even that, even something like Rey Mysterio, looking at him, you realize he's a pretty good athlete. Even if he's not a big giant behemoth.
Do you feel that some of the cruiserweights expose the business at all, or no?
I think a lot of them do, yeah. I think a lot of, not just the cruiserweights, I think a lot of the people in business in general are really, really phony, a lot of them. And they're all trying too hard to have the same look and the same style. And I suppose, you are what you are, and they hire everybody to look the same. They hire you based on your look and stuff like that. But I personally have a hard time watching wrestling today because every time it seems like I turn it on, it seems like everybody's
same old cookie cutter.
Yeah, they all get the 6-pack abs, and they got the they all get the exact same look and the exact same hair and the exact same. They all work the exact same way.
How do you appeal to different people if they all have the same look?
Yeah, I agree. I would think of the wrestling business today is desperately in need of some one-man gangs and some bam big holes. Just some big, rugged, heavy-looking guys that look like they'd stomp through a pile of those kind of guys.
What made The Rock so good? Guys like Steve Austin and stuff like that.
Well, I think Rock was good because he has a second generation sort of background on it. And, I think just watching wrestling his whole life like I did, like Owen did, like DiBiase and Hennig, and some of the guys that were second generation wrestlers, even if we weren't necessarily, really following it, we understood it. I remember when I got in the business, it seemed like a couple of months after I got in, I kind of had a pretty good idea about how to build a story and how to make and I think that's a big advantage. If you're a second or third generation wrestler, you got a head start on anybody else. Austin, what made him was he was probably what made a lot of really good wrestlers, I think, is the fact they were probably fans as kids. Mankind, I'm sure, watched The Sheik or different guys when he was a kid. They watched Bruno and Morocco in a cage or something like that. But anytime you watch great wrestlers, I think you absorb it, But if you're a kid that never really watched wrestling and then you're a pretty good athlete and you break into it, and you never had any respect for it, or never followed it, and you didn't know who was what. Not only did you not have any respect for the guys from the past, but I grew up respecting Luthez, Gene Kiniski, Hardy Race, Dory Funk. Even now, if I meet Dory Funk, it's a real privilege. Like meeting Mickey Mantle, It's not. But I mean, I imagine there's some young wrestlers today. If they met Dory Funk, they wouldn't have the time of day for them. And that's a sad. If you don't have respect for the people that built the business, then you're missing the boat too.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.